Hello and welcome to Late Night Creatures, the wonderful late night show where I draw creatures and that's the show. That's that's all it is. We're a nice simple operation. Anywho, it's the night before Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day Eve, if you want to call it, whatever. It's almost Valentine's Day. As such, I'm going to be doing some creatures centered around the themes and ideas of the holiday. But before I start, um, worth noting that I have a Valentine out there. She's either watching now or going to watch later. So I would just like her to know that I'm very appreciative of her. I love her very much, and this episode's for you. So, with that said, let's get right into it. So, when you're doing creatures based on a holiday, there's not a lot of wiggle room. You kind of have to stick to known mascots and symbols and stuff like that. So, running off of that, I think I'm going to start off with a heart here. A nice, your simple, completely normal heart as per the Valentine's Day spirit and season. So, I think that's the best starting place to go for this episode. Just your nice standard normal heart. And from there, I think we should get some eyes on that heart, and these are the pupils themselves. That's worth noting. So get those. I'm gonna leave those like that for now. For now, we'll move it somewhere else later. Don't you worry. So then we can may bring in some eyebrows here. Yes, some nice, kindly Valentine's Day eyebrows, and then we can do a mouth, as is customary for things that exist to have a mouth. Although they don't have to. Have I drawn any creatures without a mouth on this show? It's getting hard to remember. I feel like I must have, but maybe not. If you know, tell me. So we got this right now, this wonderful heart shape. I'm gonna make this look like a nice little goatee beard right there, and also gonna throw in a nice prime mustache. Very good. So now I have this nice heart base to work off of. Another thing that everyone loves about Valentine's Day is the long robes that everyone wears to honor Saint Valentine, as he also wore a robe, I think. Um, Fun facts about Saint Valentine. Uh, no one really knows a lot about him. There's also, I think, there's like three or four of them, and so it's not really we aren't really sure who the holiday is based on. Also, in all of those stories, all three or four of those stories, the Saint Valentine of those stories is just brutally killed. Like it's usually a savage. I don't know if it's always a murder, but they die savagely in all of those stories. So it's a very odd saint to put this holiday on. I'm not sure exactly. I wonder how Valentine's Day happened. That's interesting. I've never actually really thought. You see, some holidays they just happen because of folklore and stuff like that. I wonder. I have no idea where Valentine's Day came from. Because I'm pretty sure what most people say is it is about Saint Valentine, but knowing what we know, that don't make sense. So it's got to be something else. And so then you have, of course, the classic gnarled hands of Valentine's Day coming around here. Very good. There it is. And then this one goes up around here. Ah, yes. In true Valentine's Day spirit. The time is now. Go out and shop for your loved ones. Buy your. I guess that would be a mask. I don't know if that's a mask or a face. The heart, not this hand. This is a hand. Go buy your decorative mask. Gnarl your hands, and just be ready for some Valentine's Day fun. That's all you can really ask for the holiday. 'Tis the season, you know. I gotta give him feet. Feet are important. If your thing don't have feet, then how it gonna get on the ground? Uh, that's just it's rule of thumb. Simple rule of thumb. Give it feet. So now I'm gonna add some nice lines. You know those nice lines that you add to drawings when you want them to look nice. That's what I'm adding. I'm adding some of those in. Uh, they're nice lines though. If anyone tells you otherwise, they are a liar. These are nice, and they are most certainly Valentine's Day. Some Valentine's Day lines. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. These are in the spirit of the season, without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say really. Just everyone knows about these lines. These lines that are extremely important to the Valentine's Day season. They're they're very good, as you can see. And before you ask what this is, it's simply decorative lines. It's certainly not bile or perhaps blood. But if, and again, they're just decorative lines, but if I were to say anything, I would say there's probably a gross, disgusting, leaky face under this mask that's leaking bile. But again, it's just decorative lines. But the bile probably comes from some sort of byproduct whenever the creature underneath this mask feels love. If it was bile, which again, it's not bile, so you don't really need to worry about it. But if I were to draw what was under the mask, just for for my for all of our hypothetical curiosity, because reminder that this is not actually what's under the mask. This is just a metaphorical, not even metaphorical, but just hypothetical representation, as if I were to take this mask away. Um, yeah, we'll apply that for now. If I were to take this mask away, it would probably be a face along the lines of this, sort of that shape, with this kind of mouth, right here, and maybe like a couple rotten teeth, and then just spewing disgusting, awful bile out of its face, and then maybe it has these eyes that are more vertical slits than horizontal ones that sort of just look, and it has a nose that's always running, and so if we were to take the mask off in this hypothetical world where this is bile, it would look something like this. But again, that's not what the deal is. And so just everyone remember that that's not what's happening, that these are decorative lines, and certainly not all that stuff that I just drew. We all on the same page? Awesome. Happy Valentine's Day. So now, who is he giving this wonderful gift of a nice little candy heart? You can't really tell it's a heart. But who's he giving this nice little candy heart to? Well, of course he's giving it to his honey, his boo bear, whatever you call your significant other, whatever he calls his significant other, or yeah he. So I'm just gonna draw that real quick. For all of us. So I'm gonna start with a nice round shape, like so. And we'll just see we'll see where these bulbous lines take us. They could take us a lot of places. It bears noting that they could take us really anywhere we need to go. For this situation though, I would probably say that they're probably leaning in like a slug direction. This type of deal. and this wonderful face here, that just this loving, caring slug face that's in love with this decorative heart creature. Uh, oh, there we go. Give it some cat slash snake eyes. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. You know what we're gonna go for? Let's go for some goat eyes. Fun facts about goats is they have the most unique pupils in the animal kingdom. They're the only animals that have rectangular pupils. I'd call them more ovals, but they're very rounded rectangles. And so now we gotta decide what to do with the rest of the face. And I'm thinking we take a mouth and we kind of just bear with me. We kind of just go down like that. Is kind of my thought process. If you can follow me, you know, just for a sec while I run this idea through my head. This isn't final, but it's certainly the first thing I kind of came up with, which in the history of this show is usually final. But I'm just, you know, no promises, but this might be the idea we go with. But I don't want to get anyone's hopes up or down. So I'm gonna see what the idea looks like, and we'll make a decision from there, because that's fair, and I care about you guys. It's fair that we see every possible outcome. So we have this mouth here. It's very nice. It's a wonderful shape there. I'm not gonna try and make it symmetrical. I don't think that it needs it. And so then we just gotta. I'm gonna make this a little thicker. So it's got some meat. It's important to recognize meat when you're drawing. Um, there we go. And then just we're gonna add in a little tongue right here. Let me make this tongue a little bit more like this. Very good. Awesome. See, that's nice. That's a nice tongue. That's not in the right place for a tongue. So here's the thing with tongues, is they connect to the bottom back of your mouth, and so when you draw them, you have to keep that in mind. And I rarely do that, but it should probably be more like that. That also doesn't seem right. You know what? No tongue. I don't have the time or energy to figure out how a tongue would work in this massive mouth. So we're just gonna do that. Gonna do that old standard. There we go. What a happy couple. I'm just gonna add some details to really accentuate the beauty of this whole thing. I was gonna say ordeal, but this isn't an ordeal. This is a wonderful time. I mean, I'm laughing with glee over the Valentine's Day joy that we're causing today. You know, I'm a giver, especially on Valentine's Day. Oh, look, that mouth is in the wrong spot. That's what the problem is. It wasn't the tongue. The mouth was wrong. Let's fix that, shall we? As a group, while I do all the work and you guys watch. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I mean, you can't. You know, never mind. Forget I said that dumb thing I said. There we go. See, now that's a centered mouth. That's what we needed. And that gives this creature a bit of an overbite look, and I think that's a good look. Let's give that little eye skin there, and wow. So okay, so love's in the air. They're definitely in love as I crudely draw hearts. Hearts are not really my forte. I'm not gonna lie, they're not really my forte. I don't draw them that often. But I mean, he went well. He turned out well, but that's probably because it was at an odd angle and not a normal heart. Okay, so since love is in the air, you know what love, what can be a byproduct of love. A byproduct of love could be a wonderful child, And so I think in between these two here, if real quick I could just I'm gonna move them apart a bit. Um, and I'm going to show I'm gonna draw their wonderful child who they love almost as dearly as they love each other. Almost. They definitely love each other way more than the kid. Trust me. Oof. It was a. Oof, that's not what I needed to do. Trust me. It was a bit of a rough thing when he started school because he was like, "Mom, I don't want to go to school," and she was like, "Well, we don't want you in the house, so bye." So here comes the child. So I think we definitely need to work on. We need to take elements from both monsters, or both lovely creatures. So I think again, let's start with the eyes and let's give him Dad's eye shape there. These nice little Charizard eyes. Let's give him those. But then let's go in and give him Mom's goat pupils. See? It already looks like their child. And make sure he has Mom's pronounced eye skin. Mom doesn't have eyebrows, so that means he gets Dad's. But because Mom doesn't have eyebrows, he only gets half of Dad's. So his only go up. They don't go back down like Dad's do. So he looks less suave and more just angry. Moving on, mouth. So I think maybe his mouth starts up top like Dad's. You know, it has that slight cleft in the lip right there. But and maybe even has a similar structure. But then it just give me a sec. Then it just goes down like Mom's. See, so it makes this nice thing here. I think he definitely has Mom's teeth. There we go. So Mom's teeth. That's my new book. It's called Mom's Teeth. It's a horror novel. That's not real. Don't look for it in stores. You might find a book called Mom's Teeth, but I assure you, it's probably not something you'd want to read, unless it's really good. I should do some research into the book Mom's Teeth, which probably exists. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. This is quite the mixture. So now that we have this face done, let's build a head around it. So I think he should have Dad's, okay, let's just make it a bit of a butt shape, you know? There we go. That's what we're looking at. And then maybe we could have, he's wearing a robe like Dad, but the middle is open, you know, because he's there. And then we need to give the indication that his body continues downward like Mom's, but he's wearing a robe over that. So that's a bit complex, but I'm going to try and do it without doing any underdrawing. I think that's probably the best we're going to get without me doing actual perspective work, which I'm not opposed to doing, but I'm not wanting to right now. Besides, that's serviceable. That's definitely serviceable. And then he has so his body though will close out on the bottom like so, and then he'll have Dad's shoes coming out all the way down to here because I drew that too short. And while it would be just as easy to replace it, I'm gonna give him like kind of. Let's give him just Sonic shoes. Let's just give him Sonic shoes. There we go. Let me draw the back of the cloak there. Black out the back of the cloak. Awesome. Okay. Aw, he's a good boy. Let's give him those gnarled fingers. They're sort of poking out from under the robe. He didn't get he's only gonna have 2 fingers. He didn't get sleeves made. He didn't want to be too much like his dad, because then it's kind of weird. Let's throw in some detail lines on him. Maybe some nice little bags. He's an old soul. He's a very young child. He's but 4 months old. But because all right, whatever. But There he is. This is a good family. This should have just been the family episode. This is by far. I'm gonna have him just sort of pulling his skin. Don't ask why. Well, unless you feel the need. But I wouldn't recommend asking why. I feel like it's something he's personal about, you know? Oop. Gotta remember how to draw pulled skin. You draw it like this, how I'm drawing it right now. Well, that's how I draw it. You draw it however you want, but that's how I draw it. And then I can do just some, using this nice little 3-line trick that I used a lot in our mystery episode, which if you haven't watched, let me tell you, it is a very fun time. So let's see. Wow, wow, wow. Here's our little awful, despicable family. They, like, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree here. So, let's get to shading. Let's do some awesome, let's do some awesome shading. Let's make this some nice, awesome shading. First thing I want to do is I want to make these hearts red, just for atmosphere. Well, pink, because of how the shading works. There we go. Now, let's see. What I could do, hold on, I'm gonna do something fun. So if you don't know, I don't know if I've used it on an episode before. For some reason I feel like I have, but maybe I haven't. Clip Studio, the program that I use, has this new feature. I don't know if it's available to all types of the program or just the fully paid version, but it's a feature that allows you to use an AI to color the drawings. So I might, being the key word, mess with that so that we can see sort of what random thing it does. Because I don't think it's entirely random, and I've seen it work really well for people, but for the most part for me, it usually doesn't work out too well. I've had like one circumstance where it worked out. So it'll be fun to just see what comes of it if we do that. So I'm gonna shade nice and quick so we can look at that. Yoink. Oh, now look at that. Isn't that a nice little thing? I'm gonna shade him from both edges. He's taking a direct light source right to the front. So he just has some shading on the outer edges there. But his center is nice and, I don't know the right word, nice and lit. That would be the right word. Woof. Sleepy time. It is the sleepy time. Okay. I like him a lot, actually. This middle guy, he's gonna come back. If I ever do another redraw episode, which I really want to do, and I'm actually working on a fun project where I'm returning to an old late night creature, but I really think he's gonna be one of those ones that I always fall back on. This guy, maybe not. I mean, I can't say for sure, but I'm getting that type of vibe from him. I'm getting a very this feels like a very standard late night creatures episode. Not like in a bad way, but it just feels kind of like just it's kind of a return to form in a way. That's what it feels like. I don't know if that is if that's what's actually going on. But it's just, this is nice, simple drawings. There's no, like, challenge with it like I did last week. Which, doing those challenges every now and then are fun. But I do just like this nice, let's go in and draw whatever thing. And maybe it's just because I only do one of these a week. It just feels like it's been a while since I've done this. And it's a good time. It's always been a good time. Okay. So I'm not going to shade each of the individual teeth, even though I probably should for... Alright, I'll do it. Just give me... It won't take too long. I thought it was going to be a long endeavor, but I can do that quick. because they're triangles. If they were squares or rectangles, I would have it be a little more careful. But they're triangles, so I can just sort of swoop. Okay, so here we go. Okay. Let me remember how to do this real quick. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Are you guys ready for science? Because here it comes. Okay. You know, it's not, didn't stay in the lines, really. Which, that's what's always the problem for me. The colors never, like, stay in the lines. And maybe I'm doing something wrong with the technology. To where that does that. But, you know, that, it could have worked out worse. I think I like it. I definitely think, yeah, this is a good family. This is a good terrible family. I think she turned out really well. That's the nice coloring. Yeah, no, he's good too. They're all good in their own rights. If I were to actually use these colors, I would just have to clean up the edges. No, yeah, cool times, cool times. Well, I don't want to push. I don't want to force anything with this. So I actually think it's just gonna be a shorter episode. Which I'm completely all right with. I'm sleepy, but also, I mean, we got three really good creatures. I like all of these a lot. It's a good time. On that note, hope you all have a great Valentine's Day, and I hope you have all a whole great rest of the week until next Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me for this late night and watching me draw these two large mouthed and one normal-ish mouthed creatures. Have a good night. Bye.